Welcome to another edition of The Local Show here on Grassroots Community Network. Welcome our Facebook Live audience, our YouTube audience. I'm Erik Skarvan, your host. Now in our 16th season of featuring inspirational locals each week. So excited to have a good friend of mine back. I'm going to have more shows with this gentleman so I can see him this summer. He's a busy man. Chris Klug, welcome back to the show, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Erik. Happy to be here. Love catching up with you.
Yeah, great to see you finally.
Happy summertime to you.
Busy summer for you, huh?
Oh, it's been great. Working, playing, being dad, volunteering with CKF.
Yeah.
Trying to get fit for Leadville. I got a month to go, so I got my work cut out for me.
Yeah. Well, you've been racing a bit this summer.
I have. I'm slowly climbing in the ranks. I've been on the podium the last 2 weeks.
Nice.
Got a third and a second, and we'll see. Ashcroft this week. Let's see if I can do a little better.
Right, the big Bells Ashcroft race actually tomorrow
No
night.
bells, though, unfortunately, because
no.
of construction. So
Oh, I
they're
didn't
going to
know
run
that.
us, I think, from about the music camp or Country Day
Okay.
all the way to the end to Wilcox's Star Peak cabin.
Okay.
Turn around there and come back and finish right around the hospital. So
Oh, I didn't know that. So there's no Maroon Creek Road at all.
no maroon. I think
It's
the
just up and down
construction.
Castle Creek Road.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe I'll do it then.
So I'm sure they'll make it that much more painful by hammering on the King Hill and all of those climbs. So
Right.
I'll hang on for dear life and hope I get a chance to participate in the sprint.
Well, there's been Aspen Cycling Club, and you've also done some other weekend events,
I
kind of
have.
tuning up to the, getting set for the Leadville 100. Didn't you recently do the Silver Rush 50?
I did the Silver Rush a couple weeks ago. And
A couple weeks ago.
Bit of a sore subject for me. I broke my mountain bike in the race a few days before, so I borrowed my friend Chip Fuller's Santa Cruz Bronson, which is a full suspension, about 27-pound, no lockout freeride bike.
Oh, boy.
In a cross-country race. Boy, did I get a workout. And they start that race up Dutch Henry Hill in Leadville, and it's 50, but in some respects it's harder than the 100 because it's kind of like doing the 100 without the easy parts, without the flats.
Okay.
And they start that race with this mad dash for cash to the top of Dutch Henry Hill, and it's literally like the Oklahoma Land Rush. About 500, 600, 700 people line up at the bottom of CMC in Leadville and
Unreal.
sprint to the top with your bikes.
Oh, geez. Hike a bike, but
Yeah.
run a bike.
And
It's
I
a
won
whole
it
nother-
3 times, not the last 2 years. I got third last year, so I was really excited to redeem myself and prove to myself that I'm not too old at 46 to win the sprint to start the race. And darn it, I got third again. And I came home, I told my wife, I said, I got beat by a 20-year-old. I think I'm losing a step. She's like, you got beat by a 20-year-old? She made fun of me.
So that's not even an excuse. Who cares?
I don't know what it is.
Who cares if they're half your age? You better be winning that.
I know.
And then you can just blow up.
I got to talk to Favricini and do some more power and strength work.
There you go. A little more anaerobic training, interval action there.
It's funny, my whole life I trained like that, and now I just want to lose some weight and race my bike in events like Leadville 100 and be skinnier and faster, but my physiology is not really attuned to that.
Well, there was a guy, Eddie Merckx, who won the Tour de France many times, and his main advice, ride your bike a lot. And that's a beautiful piece of little sentence of advice that kind of takes care of everything. So your training goes up, your weight goes down, you're out in the environment and the mountains. It's super beautiful. And for me, that's just such a source of happiness.
I think
just
you,
to be
you
out on the
live your
bike.
life by that mantra, and I would just
Yeah.
add ride your bike and ride your snowboard a lot to
There
Eddie
you go.
Merckx's mantra.
There you go.
But,
there you go.
yeah,
Well, there's a
you're-
winter edition as well.
There you go.
So, and as we love to talk about each year around this time, the tour is going on.
Yeah.
And sad to see TJ's crash
Bummer,
in
huh?
week 1. Didn't even get through the first week with I think, broken hand.
He broke his hand and, of course, scratched up his face. And bummer because
Yeah.
he came off of a great podium finish at the Dauphiné.
Exactly. Second
And,
in the Dauphiné.
I know he's originally a Montanan, but we claim him as a Aspenite and now a Basalt local. And, of course, his wife, Jessica Phillips, is here. And love those guys and their kids. And it was a bummer for him because it looks like Rigoberto Urán and Woods really have an opportunity to maybe vie for the podium. And TJ as well until this crash. But
Yeah.
not this year.
So who do you think? Who's going to be your pick? I picked young Egan Bernal.
I'm wondering
from
if
Ineos, or is it going to be Geraint Thomas?
I'm wondering
teammate,
if
or what
Geraint
do you
Thomas
think?
hasn't hustled everybody and had a great poker face this off season,
Right.
and maybe given the impression that he's not as fit as he truly is.
Right.
Maybe he did a little bit of secret training or something because
Yeah.
that one climb up
Yeah.
La Planche des Belles Filles,
Yeah.
he looked looked like the fittest dude there.
And yesterday he made that break when the wind tore apart the group. He was in front, so he's been positioning himself towards the front at the end. Key stages.
Bernal's got some fireworks though. We'll see what happens.
I think it's gonna be good between those two. I think that's going to be the dynamic. And now Quintana is moving up.
Right.
Nairo's, I think,
Movistar
8th
team
now.
is tough.
Oh, we could talk the rest of the show about the tour.
I would love to.
So let's talk after the show
we watch
about
it
the tour.
We watch it every morning.
Same.
And we have a French exchange student from Lyon with us.
Oui.
Yeah, and so I'm brushing up on my much forgotten and rusty high school French and watching the tour with her every morning. It's hysterical.
Well, your French sounded pretty good when you were talking about that stage.
Yeah,
earlier.
well, I know a couple words with my vintage American accent.
Well, maybe I'll have you do the break in French. No, just kidding.
No, how about you?
I'll do the break.
You made me nervous there.
I do want to think you weren't prepared for that one. I do want to thank our summer underwriters for making the show happen this summer, including Aspen Square since day one, 16 years ago. Aspen Square, Klug Properties, the Independence Pass Foundation, Picken County Landfill, Sundog Athletics. We'll go to a quick break. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes, guys. We've got Chris Klug. He's an Olympic bronze medalist, founder of the Chris Klug Foundation, and has Klug Properties. We've got so much to talk about, so don't go away. We're back here on the Local Show. Thanks for sticking with us, locals and Facebook Live audience. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Joined by my good friend, Olympic bronze medalist Chris Klug. And I always love to talk about the Olympics, but we've got so many other events to talk about, including the upcoming Leadville 100 mountain bike race. And that's coming up in August. What's the date on that this year?
It's August 10th. We'll have
August 10th.
16 riders representing Chris Klug Foundation and organ donation and helping us raise funds and organ donation awareness for the cause. It'll be personally my 10th in a row, so I'm going for the Plata Grande license plate sized belt buckle.
Okay.
And our good friend Dr. John Gibbons, who's the ER physician over at Snowmass Clinic, he's going for 20.
Unreal.
And I think John Callahan, the only one of 2 riders that have done 23 of them. So he'll be continuing his streak. And
wow,
what a neat event! And you know, I probably wouldn't do it if it was just me individually.
Yeah.
But the opportunity to do it with a bunch of friends for something that I'm very passionate about. I'll celebrate on July 28th, 19 years since my life-saving liver transplant. And as I've said to you many times, happy to still be here. And you know, I made a commitment when I was on that waiting list for 6 years almost, and kind of in the final stages before I did get that call, July 28th of 2000, I said, you know, I said to myself, if I get through this, I promise myself, I promise God, I promise my family, I'm going to do everything I can to give back and help anyone else that's going through the same thing I did 19 years ago. And that's what Chris Klug Foundation is all about. And so I'm super, super grateful to the 16 riders that are doing the Leadville Trail 100 with us and the 7 athletes that are doing the Leadville Trail 100 run with us the following week. And we're going to have a lot of fun and get the word out there loud and clear about organ donation.
Unbelievable. Well, second chance at life, second lease on life. So you've made the most of it. And it's been amazing to see your progression, like before and then since.
Yeah,
but since even more impressive, you know.
I'm loving it.
Although you got some new body parts, so you know you should be like boosted a little bit.
Bionic.
Yeah, bionic. Exactly. Remember, what was it? Lee Majors,
yeah.
$6 Million Man. Well, we got a clip from last year's Leadville 100.
Right.
Go figure. Let's check out the clip next. What's amazing is that you guys, well, in particular yourself, get to show what is possible after a major organ transplant. Yourself as a recipient, to go do these incredible athletic events like 100 miles, racing on a mountain bike, or running. This year you've got your new team.
I will not be running.
Doing the run. You're not doing the run. But you're
have
doing
any confusion there? Actually, I might go run and cheer on Charles Lucarelli or some of our teammates.
Okay.
And maybe go do like a 10K with them and support them in the middle of the night.
But showing what's possible, I think, is super inspirational, especially people who are, either on a wait list for a life-saving organ or they've just had a transplant, just to give them hope. And that's really kind of at the heart of this, correct? No pun intended.
Yeah, there's 3 pillars of Chris Klug Foundation: education, inspiration, and registration.
Right.
And I know when I was going through it, when I was at University of Colorado Hospital, and my friend Dr. Everson informed me that I had a disease, most likely an autoimmune component to it, called PSC, and that one day I'd need a liver transplant. I thought that was a death wish. I thought, well, people don't survive liver transplants. And then I found out, well, you can. And then I thought, yeah, but your quality of life is going to suck. And then I came to learn about other people that had bounced back from that. And I talked to Sean Elliott, who was playing at the Spurs at the time, an NBA basketball player. And,
okay.
And I learned that with the anti-rejection drugs, I can bounce back, and it is possible. Yeah. And so that was a huge help to me as I was going through the process. And so a big part of our foundation isn't just encouraging people to designate their donor decision and register as organ donors, but it's also to help those that are going through the process or maybe transplant candidates that are getting ready for a transplant.
Right.
And let them know, hey, it is possible. Doesn't mean there won't be some bumps in the road, but I won my Olympic medal a year and a half after my liver transplant. And selfishly, I love pursuing these events like Leadville 100 and Power of 4 and Grand Traverse and all these fun things, because those are my passions, and I've lived here most all of my life. It's what we do here. But it also sends a message of you can do anything after a transplant or a major, medical setback.
Exactly. And there's an inspirational component, replacing fear with hope.
Exactly.
And the educational component. And that being said, you guys are heading down to Basalt. Is it
We
Basalt
are.
High School?
Yeah, we go down to Basalt Middle School.
Basalt Middle School
This weekend
week.
we team up with Terry and Tony Kane's organization, the Summit 54.
Okay.
And it's the Summer Advantage program in Basalt, and a lot of kids that are, getting a leg up in sort of summer school, but not really, and getting a chance to talk to them. And most of them are young kids, elementary age, and in kind of in a fun and entertaining way, which is sort of the way we've always been with our foundation. Is we're delivering an important message, and in some cases it's a scary message.
Yeah.
Where we have to discuss our own mortality. And what would you do if you weren't here anymore? Would you make the greatest gift of all and say yes to organ donation and helping save 8 lives, improve as many as 50 lives as an organ donor? And so we have to deliver that in a very light and
Right.
and sort of a manner that doesn't scare kids and intimidate them. And it's really neat. These kids really embrace the whole idea, and they hear my story and great questions. We've been doing it, I think, for 3 or 4 years now. And Lauren Pierce, our executive director, is going to bring down. She's got like stuffed animal like organs and stuff, and we're like, oh, this is your liver, and it's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I bring my medal and I put them around all their necks and get pictures with them. It's really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So making it fun, educational, but also fun, because it is,
Yeah.
you got to tailor it to your crowd, right? Who your
And
audience
like you said,
is.
it's really just encouraging the conversation.
Yeah.
We do registration at events like X Games. We'll have a booth at the X Games. We'll have, one at the High School Nation, which is the evolution of the Vans Warped Tour. But we don't really do a hard sell like, sign this and become an organ donor. That's a
Right.
very private, personal decision.
Right.
We just facilitate with all of the tools and help people make an informed decision. And so this is really, even at a young age, prompting the conversation. And maybe they go home and say, Dad, we talked to this weird guy that brought these stuffed animal organs, and like, what is this stuff? And maybe
these green wristbands.
Exactly, all that stuff.
Donor dude
So anything we
wristbands.
can do to encourage the conversation.
Yeah. That's fantastic. You guys are also going to be at the 20th annual Donor Dash coming up in Washington Park in Denver. Can you tell us a little bit about the Donor Dash?
Yeah, it's a 5K, the largest 5K race in the state of Colorado, about 6,000 runners.
Wow.
And again, Lauren Pierce, our executive director of Klug Foundation. And
She's in our live studio audience.
She's right here. She is our audience.
In our audience, yeah. Remember that applause sign, Lauren.
Yeah. And CC Cunningham, our program director, will go down there. We'll have a booth at the Donor Dash at Wash Park on Sunday. And that's sort of preaching to the choir. You know, a lot of those folks have had transplants or their support family members. And it's really neat to, celebrate with the transplant community and family members and everyone that's gone through the same thing I did. And let them know, hey, here's what we're doing. And don't forget, December 6th and 7th is our 16th annual. Is that right, Lauren? 16th
Sounds
annual?
about right, yeah.
14th annual. I'm getting ahead of myself. 14th annual Aspen Summit for Life.
Summit for Life.
Yeah, so
yeah, which we're going to talk
that'll
about
be fun.
Here in a little bit. Wanted to talk about this new toolkit for teachers, though. Mm-hmm. That sounds really cool, like an online resource.
It is. Yeah, it's on our website, chrisklugfoundation.org. And what that is a free curriculum that we make available for teachers, for physical education teachers, for driver's ed teachers, really for any classroom setting that in many states it's now mandated that you have to teach organ donation as a part of a health curriculum. Oh. And we provide a turnkey toolkit so they can learn the facts, the myths and misconceptions about organ donation, and how to register as organ donors. And we do it in kind of a fun and entertaining way. We've got a great video with transplant recipients and transplant candidates and donor families, donor family members like Bob Wade is a part of that, and some of our board members, and we talk about all of the facts and information about organ donation.
Well, not only do you have a foundation, you've got a business, Klug Properties. Summer's the hot season usually for real estate. Has it been pretty hot this summer?
Very much so.
In general terms?
Yeah, very much. It's been a very active summer, and so far 2019 is ahead of 2018. I think we're going to finish as a much stronger year. We're seeing some really big sales this year too, 20 million plus.
Does that kind of just parallel the national economy to a large degree? I mean, I know there's other variables.
Yes and no.
Because it seems like the stock market's done well. And
typically we sort of correlate with the stock market.
Okay.
However, I think there's also a contrarian view where, boy, I've done pretty well in the stock market since 2008-9.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have done very, very well
since we came out of the recession,
that are invested in the market, and equities have had an incredible run. And I think there's some people now saying, well, maybe it makes sense to pull a little bit of money out of equities, and I've always wanted that Aspen condominium or that West End property or that Snowmass Village townhome, and say, this is a lifestyle play, and there's no better place in the world to do that, and sort of balancing out their portfolios,
diversifying a little bit too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Plus, it's such a fun diversification.
It's a quality of life play like nowhere else.
Well, right. It's not like you'd go enjoy my stocks and bonds today, but you can go enjoy your investment in Aspen.
And I think that's so often what we're selling, and it's the same thing you're doing with your business is this incredible lifestyle and the ability to have access to natural wild places, whether it be on your mountain bike or hiking. And of course, the skiing, snowboarding, all the cultural
paddling
activities, you name it.
Water sports are going on.
I took my kids stand-up paddleboarding on Sunday at North Star, and it's probably our favorite family activity.
I was going to actually, that was one of my questions.
Oh God, it was great. It was so fun.
So are those guys doing SUP now?
Yeah, we usually take we've got a big high society, like 11-footer.
Okay.
And I put one on the front, one on the back, and I paddle.
Okay.
And we saw a big moose out there, and I dump them all in the water sometimes. We go for a swim, and like, Dad, don't tip us this time. But it's one of my favorite
Does Missy
activities.
have her own paddleboard?
She's got her own, and
okay, so it's you and the kids, and then Missy has her shorter board.
Yeah,
and you guys just go like family style down down through North Star,
up or down, and get a good workout and a little swim.
Incredible. Mm-hmm. Well, we want to get to Summit for Life because we're coming up on the 14th annual.
Not the 16th, the 14th.
It'll only be the second annual in dog years.
There you go.
Because they have 7 anyway to our 1.
Got it.
Let's add a dog component this year. Maybe dog division.
What is it?
Dogs with like those flashing lights on.
Skijoring, right?
Yeah. I have a skijoring. I'm a little bit biased because I have a skijoring setup that I train with.
People be
dog Sammy is
shattering John's record with a pack of Huskies leading him up there. They'll break 41 minutes, I think it is.
That's what happened at the K9 Uphill. All of a sudden, like teams of 3, 4, 5, and then you're like, should we limit the number of dogs? I'm like, no, I'm not going to get that crazy about it. But it was funny because the legend Tom Sobel, he's won over 100 snowshoe races, loses to a guy with 3 dogs at the canine uphill, and then he protests it because he only had 1 dog. So, I mean, but this is people and all different
I took Spencer
equipment categories.
Spencer McKnight's dog when he was a puppy.
Oh.
And he's a wild lab, and the gun went off at the canine uphill.
Okay.
And this dog, it was like a cartoon character, like, yank! Just yanks me right out of my snowshoes almost. And I was just holding on for dear life, like water skiing behind this dog to the top. It was the fastest time I ever did.
That's your pace setter.
Oh, yeah.
That's your pacer.
I was just
Not
holding
much
on.
choice. Just hanging on for dear life.
Hanging on for dear life, water skiing behind Spencer's lab.
But what's cool is people can sign up for the Summit for Life.
Yes.
Is at the end of July?
Yeah, we're going to have the new registration
will be up.
platform. We did a great new fundraising platform with CrowdRise to make it really easy. It's such a great platform. And then they can share that, obviously, on social media and on all of the different platforms. And we'll have the new summitforlife.org or summitforlife.com website up and running here in the next couple weeks, the new platform with the fundraising. And everyone can register for that. We got some great new logos and a great new look and freshening it up this year.
Yeah, and it's good to set up. Like, I mean, it's great to just get off the couch and go do an event, but it's even better, I think, to use that as a goal on the horizon. Yeah. Plenty of time to train for that now.
Just Saturday, December 7th. We got quite a bit of time to get ready.
Right. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to check out a clip. But first, I just kind of wanted to backtrack. You've got 2 very active kids, and we talked about the stand-up paddleboarding. Do you guys like to go out for bike rides too, or what are some of your other favorite activities?
Both of our kids, my 5-year-old and my 8-year-old, did Roaring Fork cycling camp this summer.
Oh, nice.
And we've been taking them to the desert for years. We love going to Dead Horse Point and to Moab area.
Killer.
And the last few years when they were really young, they both started on Striders, which is the greatest training tool I've ever seen in athletics. And when they were both 2 or 3 years old, they got on a regular bike and just pedaled away. I couldn't believe my eyes. And it's not unique to my kids. I mean, anybody that's on a Strider, once they hit a certain age, they can just ride a bike.
Yeah.
They don't know how to brake yet, and they don't know how to shift gears.
But
that
the
took
balance,
a little bit.
getting that
but the
balance
balance and
point.
riding it, no problem.
Yeah.
But we've been going to the desert for years, and I'd put my running shoes on, and we just do a mile or 2 lap, and I'd run behind them and try to catch them and stuff as they're wiping out. And we'd go like a half mile, stop, have a snack, and turn around. But we've been doing that for a couple of years, and now they're doing great. Both my 5 and 8-year-old rode ditch line, low line, and Tom Blake this summer.
Nice.
And we ride quite a bit now, and it's like the first day you go skiing or snowboarding as a family. And everybody tells you, well, that's the greatest family sport there is, skiing and snowboarding, and I agree.
Yeah.
I remember we had an epiphany a couple of years ago. We're all at Buttermilk, and we're all skiing down, and Grandma and Grandpa are there, and I was like, this is awesome. And I experienced that for the first time mountain biking this summer. We're all mountain biking together. We did the practice loop at Slick Rock.
Slick Rock? Oh,
and we
that's
all
fun.
rode it. We stopped and had snacks and took in the view, and everybody was on their bikes, and I was like, this is awesome.
Wow, that's awesome. Took a family up Lower 7 Star the other day.
Great.
That's another kind of, you can come off ditch line, go across the street and go up that a little bit. But we want to go back to Summit for Life because we want to get people prepared. We've got a little video clip from last year, so let's check that out next.
What a beautiful night. I'm fired up. This is our 13th annual event, and what a perfect night for it. We're going to do a photo with all of our transplant family members, donor families, transplant recipients, transplant candidates, and support family members and support.
The 13th annual Summit for Life Uphill took off up Aspen Mountain this past weekend to a record amount of racers. Nearly 500 all fundraised and then hiked up 3,267 vertical feet, all in support of life-saving organ and tissue donation awareness. Congratulations to all the racers and those who supported the cause. Among the field were 174 hikers whose lives have been touched by organ and tissue donation, whether as a donor, recipient, or family member of someone affected. Here at the Chris Klug Foundation, we couldn't be more thrilled and humbled by the support shown by this community and beyond to help support the programs that make a difference in saving lives. Thank you to all the volunteers, racers, riders, and sponsors for your generosity, the energy, and the amazing talent that you give for a great cause. Happy holidays and see you next year.
Live life, give life! Woo!
So summitforlife.org for
Yes.
more. And did you have fun on the show today,
Had
buddy?
a great time. Nice to catch up with you.
It was really
Thanks for
great-
having me.
Great to have you. Got you parting gifts.
Love it.
Pick
The
and
Silly
County
Pints.
Reusable. Yeah, that's the new fun cup, and of course my organic cookies.
Are those on my Leadville diet?
They are. I prescribe those.
Perfect.
Thanks for being here, buddy, and thank you guys for watching this week on The Local Show.